Moana Peterson. Moana came to Bishop's in 9th grade. Her passions outside of the classroom are basketball, surfing, and volunteering at the San Diego Rescue Mission. Today she will offer a personal reflection about gratitude and resilience in the face of hardship. Please welcome Moana.
Good morning. When I think about resilience, the first thing that comes to mind is my mom. She is always the strongest person in the face of the greatest crisis. I grew up knowing pieces of her story, her childhood on a small farm in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, and her struggles with confidence as a young woman. But there was always a gap in my understanding of our relationship when I was little. I knew that I had spent part of my early adolescence in the foster care system, and I knew that when I looked back on my early childhood, my memories were filled with the face of solely my father. What I didn't know was why. I never asked, maybe I didn't want to, perhaps I wasn't ready for the truth. 2 summers ago, in a small cafe in Santa Barbara after a basketball camp, that silence finally broke. The sunlight was soft, everything peaceful when I blurted out, "Why did you and Dad split up?" Definitely not the ideal question you want to ask before a 5-hour car ride home. I expected an awkward explanation, not a life-altering one. She told me about her struggle with addiction, a struggle that I didn't know she had to endure. She told me how it started off slowly and quickly took hold of her life in ways that she hadn't expected. She explained to me how it became an escape from pain and how it turned into something she couldn't climb out of, something that came to affect her relationship with me and her ability to be part of my life. To be honest, I didn't know how to process it, and I was angry. I didn't show it, but all I could think about was all the things she missed because of what she was going through. I was angry that her choices had shaped my life without me understanding how or why. I felt like I had been left out of my own story. I remember replaying old memories in my head, wondering if they were real or if they had been tainted. However, that wasn't the only significant moment in my life that I was attempting to understand and grapple with at the time. Earlier that year, my mom and I left my stepdad and my stepbrothers on a random weekday. No big fight, no dramatic goodbye with my stepbrothers. One moment, I felt comfortable, a house, a siblings, routine. The next, it felt like it was just me, starting over without warning and never looking back. Just a quiet, terrifying knowing that I had to go. I remember sitting in the back seat of the car with this pink suitcase and this Under Armour duffel bag, feeling that same feeling of anger that I would soon feel in that cafe in Santa Barbara. I felt like everything I had understood about home and identity had been scraped clean. In that moment, I wasn't just losing a house, I was losing my family and the version of myself that belonged to that life. For a long time after we left, and after learning the truth about my mother's past, I stayed angry at the instability, at the pieces of my childhood I never got to choose. But as I got older and I grew out of my immature freshman mind, I started to understand. I began to see what it meant for her to tell me the truth that day in Santa Barbara. I started to see why she took me out of that situation. She took me away from a life that looked steady on the outside, but wasn't safe or sustainable on the inside. She chose uncertainty over staying in an environment that didn't honor who she was or honor the person she thought I deserved to become. That kind of honesty, facing your own pain and admitting where you have been and where you need to go, takes incredible courage. I have now realized that her story wasn't just about mistakes, it was about strength and growth. She didn't tell me everything, she didn't have to. She told me enough to understand that strength isn't about being 100% perfect. It is about being honest, even if you are not proud of 100% your story. That's when I realized something. Her journey and mine have been reflections of each other. She had spent years trying to rediscover who she was under the pain, and in my own way, I am doing the same thing, trying to understand where I came from and how to move forward. We were both learning to accept our past, not as something to hide, but as something to grow from. That's what it means to be authentic. To be 100% yourself doesn't mean being flawless. It means owning your story in every part of it. My mom taught me that bravery isn't pretending you're fine. It's standing in your truth even when it's messy. Today, I'm even more grateful for her and thankful for the experience that shaped both of us, because without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I think that's true for everyone in here in this room. Every struggle, every lesson, every mistake, it all builds each of us. So if there's one thing I've learned, it is to be grateful for the experiences that make you who you are. Be 100% you all the time, and don't shy away from your story. Your truth, every part of it, is your resilience. Thank you.